finding Christianity, a reason why it was fair that you were born blind. You found the reason in Islam. So what was the difference? How was it explained to you that made it feel fair that Christianity didn't?
I asked, the question I asked not only the Christians, all the Muslims, the Jews, Buddhists, everyone was simply this. Why am I here with this condition? Why am I different than you? What's the divine wisdom behind it? Because I believe firmly in my heart that someone who, their creation so beautiful as ours, so in depth and so intact as ours, right, could not have been there for no reason. So there must also be a reason for my eyes being in this way.
And you said you couldn't find that reason
I couldn't find it in Christianity.
But you said you found it in Islam.
Yeah, before I tell you what it is.
So I'm interested to know what that was.
I'll tell you, but before I tell you, I have a question before you. You don't need to answer it. Can you tell me in Christianity why it is the way I am? Before I answer you,
no,
Islam.
I would imagine from their perspective, if I was him, I would have said it was a blessing or something like that, some kind of blessing. I mean, you said it made you work twice as hard to read because you have to do this.
Exactly.
But you appear very educated and intelligent man, so it hasn't held you back. In fact, it might have made you more learned.
It's alright, but he taught me.
So it might be a blessing. If I was a Christian, that was the answer I'd give you.
Then I would have asked you, as someone who has no religion, right? Did you say it? Did it come from your mind, from your logic? Or did the one who created me said that? Because if you say it, that's fine, I'll take it from you. But I'm wondering what the one who created me like this has to say about it. That's basically what I want to know.
But maybe it's a blessing from him. Maybe that's what he's saying.
But that's guessing. I don't want to guess. I want to have a little bit of, like, faith is fine, right? But faith needs to be grounded on something, isn't it?
So, in Islam, you're not guessing, you know.
I know definitely.
So what's the answer?
Okay, this is so beautiful, yeah? God says this: I will never ever place a burden on a soul which it cannot carry. Negating my question, why is it like this? The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the one who his eyesight has been taken away or has any form of a handicap, on the day that he will be called in front of his Lord, because he went through the same trials as someone else, he will have double the reward. And the people who are healthy will be jealous of the situation, up to the point that they'll try to get the skin from their own meat to achieve the level that the one who was handicapped in this right had. So he is clearly stating that my reward is double, triple, maybe up to a point that everyone else is going to be jealous. So it will motivate me. Then he says, peace and blessings be upon him. And this is so profound. That there are people who will be raised up from their graves, who will say, oh my Lord, why did you now bring me forth in a way that I cannot see, in a way that I cannot hear, in a way that I cannot even know what's around me? Don't you know, oh my Creator, that in the world that you created me in, I had the capability of vision and I had the capability of hearing. And God will respond to that person. Your eyes were able to see, but your heart was blind. And the person whose heart was able to see, although their eyes were blind, will have their eyes back.
So it was a blessing.
It was a big blessing, but it's not based on what someone else told me. It's based on what God told me.
The only difference is that's laid out very clearly in the Quran. But in the Bible, you probably have to read it into other, what's said.
And I don't mind. I just said someone who understands the Bible, bring to me a passage where I can read it onto. Give me an explanation of the passage that will relate it to my story. The only
I'm sure there must be one, but not so specific.
I don't mind. I didn't say there was not any. I just said it hasn't been brought forth. The only explanation I got is, because your parents sinned.
I know, that was
because it was around you sinned.
Stupid. I don't know why he said that.
Yeah, I don't know, but every Christian, I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude. Everyone who I went to and asked why did God create me like this, he said because of the sins of mankind.
None of them said because it's a blessing.
None of them. Because they can't prove to me anywhere in the Bible God says it's a blessing, or Jesus, or Paul. I don't mind anyone who is a Christian scholar who can base it on some sort of evidence that it came from the Holy Spirit, or from God, or from Jesus. Then you have a case. But no one brought anything forth. They'll say, hey, listen, son, I believe God wants good for you, but I don't care what you believe. I want to know what the Lord of the heavens and the earth have to say about it. Because you didn't make me like this.
But the reason why they believe that is because they have an idea of that the Lord is,
fine, but based on
just
what?
and forgiving and
again, I don't mind, but based on what?
Loving, all loving. It's all part of that, isn't it? So if they think it's an all-loving being, then there must be a good reason. Must be a good reason that you're blind, or your sight isn't very good.
You know the thing is, yeah, how Islam talks about is this. Islam says, first of all, new creation, human being, you have nothing to expect. Reason being, you were created. Your creation in and of itself is a blessing. I didn't make a contract with you saying,
Is
hey,
that not said in the Bible somewhere? It must be. Come on.
you need to bring it.
It must be.
You need to bring it. I don't mind it until you bring it, then we can talk about it. But the moment I say to you, you know what, the Quran says that we have a solution for economy, right? And I can't tell you where it is. What can you do with that? It's just my word. It's just empty in that sense. Bring me something what I can deal with. Bring me something that will give me comfort. Bring me something that will give me peace. You won't be able to. I'm telling you honestly, not being rude, but I truly looked into it.
Isn't it enough to know that your God is all loving? You know, if you're a Christian, that your God is all loving.
That's right.
He has a plan, you know.
Yeah. If He's all loving,
Isn't that enough?
If He's all loving, right, and He loves everyone who He created.
Yeah.
You know, and people like Adolf Hitler, they're wrong people, right? Why did Adolf Hitler, who God loves as well as a human being, have perfect eyesight, and me, who has never harmed a human being, has good eyesight? How's that love?
Because you've already explained that. Having eyesight is not necessarily a blessing. Sometimes not having eyesight is a blessing.
I said to you, having eyesight in and of itself is a big blessing. I don't. Maybe you understood me wrong. I said this. I said this. You are, for example, you and I, we walk towards the church for the first time. I'm just going to talk from out of your ideology, right? Ideology. You and I, we go to the church for the first time, and we say, hey, listen, we want to know what the Lord has to say in the Bible. You pick it up, and I pick it up. Is it as easy for me as it is for you?
But it hasn't stopped you. That's the point.
Forget that.
No. That is the point.
How's that the point?
Your story is irrelevant because you are in that situation. It hasn't stopped you. You're a very learned person. You speak three languages. You speak three languages very well, I might say. Your English, if that's your third language. And you know, it has not stopped you. You might have had to work twice as hard.
No. Is that fair?
That might make it even better for you.
Is that fair?
Well, it is if you know three languages and the guy who's got eyesight doesn't know any.
No, my other brother who has perfect eyesight knows 4 languages actually. 4. He's working on his 4th language.
And what about the other brother who only knows 1 language and doesn't know that very well?
Forget that. Me and my brother, do we have the same parents? Yes, we do, right? Right? Do we have the same amount of food on our plates every day? Yes, we do.
Right.
Do we have clothes? Yes, we do. But did he has an advantage over me? Yes or not?
No.
Yes, he does. He has eyesight.
Right. So, are you happier than your brother? Maybe. Do you know more about
happiness,
the Quran and Allah than your brother? Maybe.
No,
because you've had to work twice as hard for it.
Yes, but otherwise, if you look at if you look at the majority of visually impaired people, blind people, how is their life? How is their situation? It's so bad. Reason being, the world in and of itself, and there's no harm to anyone who has eyesight.
So it is for people with eyesight.
No,
you know what I mean?
My friend, I'm trying to explain to you where I'm coming from.
Maybe sometimes you dealt a bad hand, and it's up to you to make the best of it. Now, when you don't, well, you're not making the most of your blessing.
But the best of, you see it as a blessing. That is your idea from it. That's fine. But someone who is blind and of himself could be a depressed person.
Yeah,
how would you care about this depression? What would you say? Your God wants.
If Allah is an all-loving God,
forget Allah.
Then this is a blessing. It must be a blessing.
My friend, again, I'm not talking.
And you have taken it as a blessing.
No,
so credit to you.
Yeah, but you're not
Some
being
people
fair.
don't take it as a blessing.
I'm not questioning that. We're not questioning that. I just told you this. When I was looking into religion, I went to different kinds of priests, imams, rabbis, call them what you want, and I asked them, why did God create me like this? None of them have been able, from out of their own sources, what they claim comes from God, giving me any comfort. But from their own knowledge, they might have just told me, hey son, listen, the world is a good place, if you fight for it, I'll help you. That's from their own kindness, but they haven't shown me any kindness from God. Forget what you think. I appreciate you being an open person.
I don't believe that.
Do you need to bring it? Have you read the Bible?
Bits of it.
Pardon?
Bits of it.
Bits of it.
When I was a kid.
Okay. How can you believe the Bible is true then?
I don't believe the Bible is true.
Would you believe it all?
I don't believe in any revelation, no.
So why are we having this conversation then? Because if you don't believe in revelation, what's the whole point of it?
Because I wanted to know what was the difference for you between Islam and Christianity.
And I told you, because in the revelation that Christianity deems to be the truth, in nowhere does it cater to the people who are visually impaired, people who are in any way, shape, or form handicapped. Even in and of itself.
Your answer was that the Quran is very specific, gave you very specific direction, and the Bible is just very vague because it's an all-loving
No, not even
God
vague. It doesn't even come close to it. That says nothing about it. It says nothing about
God
it.
loves all his people, so why would he do that? to
Define
someone he
love.
loves?
Can you show me love?
Can I ask a question, please? If you don't mind. About the love, just all. I am a teacher now. I love all my students. Shall I give them all of them A star because I love them?
No,
So, what shall I give them?
what they deserve.
That's when you ask about Hitler, you said God loved all of the people. So everyone.
So
he's
this
about
human
his
being,
deeds.
for some reason, God thinks he deserves a blessing of not having.
You see it as a blessing, but what if I don't?
No, God sees it as a blessing
That's fine, but what if I don't? How is he going to convince me I should look at it as a blessing?
From the God side, no
because
problem.
God is all loving.
Yeah, but that's what you're saying. But
So he
all
has a
loving.
plan for you.
That's fine. Do I know the plan?
No.
Does he say, hey, listen, everyone who is visually impaired, or has any handicap, or was born or orphan without any parents, I got a plan for you? He didn't. If he would, then I could have some sort of comfort in it. But if he didn't, and he's not talking about it, I don't know nothing about it.
So it's very vague, and the Quran gives you a specific plan.
Then isn't it logical to go for something that's specific instead of something that's vague?
Sure.
Well, I don't think it should be like the crux of it. Your deciding
You asked
factor.
me. You asked me clearly. Why would you take what Quran says about it and what Christianity has said about it? I said because Christianity is vague about it and Islam is not.
What I'm getting from you was that was the deciding factor in you choosing Islam over Christianity.
That was the reason why it brought comfort to my heart. I didn't say that was the only reason I believed in
So
Islamic doctrine.
did you already believe in Islam?
I already believed in a God. I was certain of a God, but I was not certain of who he was, what his message was,
So it
what he
was-
wanted from me.
It was your deciding factor.
Pardon? No,
It was the thing that decided you on Islam as opposed to Christianity
I didn't claim that.
or
I
Buddhism.
didn't say that. I said to you, forget the deciding factor. I just said I had something in my heart where I wanted to get answers towards. I wanted to answer why am I created like this. I didn't say I would immediately adopt everything what the book says. Then it would steer me in that direction. Okay, listen, it answered the first question, now the second question. You can answer fourth question, up until the moment I'm satisfied. By me asking one question does not mean that everything depends on the answer of that question. But if you cannot even answer the first
Did
question,
you ask the second question and the third question to the rabbi and
why
the,
would
and
I
the
if you can't
Christian?
even
And,
understand? For example,
so how do you know they don't answer your number 2 question, your number 3 question, your number 4 question,
for
your number 10
example,
question?
it doesn't matter
How
because
do
then
you
they
know?
still want to.
You stopped. You stopped there, and you went down this path.
My friend, forget that. I'm just saying to you, you need to have an exam for your driver's license. You're in the car for 1 second. You crash in front of the car in front of you. Will they allow you to drive on?
It's not the same.
Pardon?
This isn't the
No,
same.
but I'll just answer it, yes or no. They won't.
It's not,
right?
It's not the same analogy, is it?
Just answer the question. We'll get to the analogy.
Well, no, the point was, you answered Islam answered the first question for you,
Yes.
and it answered the second question
Yes.
because it answered the first question,
Yes, I asked the second
Right.
question because of that.
and because it answered the next 10 questions, you chose Islam.
Yes. Because
Right,
the
so-
first question in and of
So
itself.
Christianity was vague on the first question. You didn't even get to the next 9, did you?
Because-
And maybe it
because
was.
it didn't matter.
Maybe it answered the next
No,
9.
no. Even
So
if it would have.
maybe you decided it a bit prematurely. That's what I'm saying.
Those are your standards. That's fine. That's totally fine for you. But when I'm talking about your standards, you ask me what did I do and why did I do it. If
Yeah.
I chose to go about it this way, and I sincerely think if you can't answer the first question, there's no point in asking all the others. Because even if you
Well,
ask,
no, I've just
hold on.
countered that logic.
No, but hold on.
That's illogical.
No, that's according to you.
Well, I've just said it is. I've just
No, but
shown how it
if
is.
you say something is illogical,
I've just shown how it's
No,
illogical.
according to your
because
standards.
you didn't even ask the other 9 questions of those other
do you know
religions.
what my other 9 questions were?
No, I've no idea.
Then how do you know if they weren't important enough to ask? Why are you debating me on questions that you don't even know what I wanted to ask?
It doesn't matter. That's
It
whatever.
does, it does,
It's whatever is important to
Because no, yes. And if it is, and I say I have 10 questions. The first question is the most significant of them all. If you answer all the smaller ones, does it take away the doubt of that one significant big question? It doesn't.
So then it comes back to what I originally said. That was your deciding question. That's what decided it. for you.
That was not necessarily the deciding question for me to say, okay, because you answered the first, I will totally accept it. I said, no. The first question is the criteria for me to sincerely look into your work. Not the criteria for me to accept all of your work.
So
those are two different things.
That comes back to what I said. You didn't sincerely look into Christianity, Buddhism. No, you stopped at that one question.
No, because I'm telling you a certain story. I'm telling you right now. You asked me why did you say you couldn't find that comfort. You couldn't find comfort in that sense.
I'm not attacking you for that. I'm just saying, you're trying to make a logical case for this, and you missed out.
I don't believe, first of all, I don't believe that logic, first of all, logic in and of itself, that is strong enough to guide you in everything. I don't believe it. Because something that is logical to you could be illogical to someone else. Logic could be what? Subjective. Yes or no? Could it be? Could logic at one point be subjective?
Well, people have perspectives, yeah.
Pardon?
People have points of view.
Then if you say something is illogical, and I don't agree, I say, no, it's perfect logical, does it have any point for you and I to go on?
If we really looked into that, you would agree that what you did was illogical.
No, I won't.
You
I
will.
don't. No, because you're not taking it the way you should. I'm saying to you, you got a couple of rocks. A big rock, a smaller rock, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. If you can move all the small rocks in and of itself, that's fine. But the major big rock in and of itself is taking away for me the chance to walk on the path. But when you move away the first rock, I need to look at the smaller rocks as well. If you can't take away the smaller rocks, I'm going to be stopped there. So I did not say that for me asking the first question, I would automatically accept all the other answers. Because that's what you said.
No, I didn't say that either.
You said the first question was your deciding question, meaning...
The first question, when the others answered it vaguely, you stopped there. You didn't sincerely investigate the rest of what they had to say.
You need to understand they're linked, they're not separate questions. They're not separate questions.
Talk about the God, then the God created the human beings, then prophet, then we believe in the prophet. That's it. How it's coming procedure. If in the beginning you don't believe in one God,
it doesn't go point to ask all the questions.
So you believe there are three gods, but it also in logic can't be, even in logic, can't be three gods in one. So that's what we mean. You believe in God first, you believe that He is one.
He believed in God anyway. He had a concept of God anyway, but he didn't know which God.
What you fail to understand, what you fail to understand
That's where he
is...
started.
Yeah, when you ask him about Islam, he built on that.
What you're failing to understand is the questions that I have, that they are linked, and that it's impossible if you can't answer the first question to ask the other questions to come to a agreement. That's the whole reason I didn't ask it. It's not for me being insincere.
Simply, why did I choose to be Muslim and why? Because my parents told me.
Your parents probably in 99%.
No, but he's talking about him.
This is maybe when I was a child, but when I grow up, I'm responsible about my decisions.
But you've already been indoctrinated in your brain.
And you then, have you been indoctrinated?
Now you are looking
into Christianity.
Have you? Have you ever looked into other religions?
In this discussion, you are looking for the...
You haven't?
Vaguely.
So according to the logic you had, is that fair?
You're still looking...
I haven't chosen a religion.
Yeah, but you will choose when you are happy, isn't it? When you think it's right to choose.
So I'm going to go walk around a bit. Thank you, because I don't think you and I are just going to
understand each other. It wasn't from rudeness that I didn't shake your hand. You know, I've got a cold. I don't want to spread my cold to you.
Well,
I have nowhere here to wash my hands. You have germs. Everyone has germs. Just don't take it and call me rude for it.
I won't call you rude for it. I'll take it back. I'm sorry for calling you rude in that sense. Would you accept my apology?
Of course I do.
Thank you. Have an amazing day. Thank you.
But this is